Do you boys?
Can you hear me?
I can hear everyone perfectly. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
Groovy. It's always fantastic when a group of boys find themselves, sequestered into a room with a microphone that they're able to sound so crisp and clear.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's our favorite setting to be in.
Yeah, we practiced.
You don't know, man. We rehearsed this for the last 3 days. Okay.
Yeah.
It'll go well.
We've got our script ready.
Yeah. Speaking of things going well, Baton Rouge, I hear there's a couple hurricanes coming your guys' way.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of Category 4 hurricane, but it's fine.
No,
Like as you asked that question, we're all looking out the window, and like the downpour has begun. So it is definitely only going to get worse from here. But we think we're just far enough outside of it that we'll be okay. But it's going to be kind of rough for some cities that are a little bit west of Baton Rouge, towards Texas. So like fingers crossed that everybody comes out all right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you guys were able to still make the interview. So we'll have to hurry up while there's still internet.
Yeah. There's a real chance the power could just go out at any moment. So
It'll keep us on our toes.
yeah, brevity might be in our favor.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Sweet. Well, then let's rock and roll. Hello, and welcome to the Rock and Roll Podcast. I am your host, John Harris. On my right-hand side is my right-hand man, Gabriel.
What up, boys? Pacman rule.
That's right. Today on the Rock and Roll Podcast, we have Sorry Ghost, and they've got a new album called The Morning After, which was released earlier this year. Right now I'm being joined by Daniel, Tyler, Matthew. We're going to share some information.
Everyone.
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely great to have you guys on. As soon as Mike sent me the stuff. Hi, Mike, if he's listening in. I hope he gets excited. As soon as I heard the stuff, I thought, man, really need to get these cats on the show, or these ghosts, or the whatever we're chatting about here. And
We're chatting about ghosts.
we're chatting about ghosts. So really glad to have you guys on.
Yeah, we're going to be here.
Yeah, perfect. And especially I enjoyed the fact that the artwork showcases breakfast, but not just breakfast. But we've got, like, as my son pointed out, as soon as he saw it, he was like, hey, wait a minute. That looks familiar. That ain't just no ghost or a pancake ghost. That's like a Pacman ghost.
It
is a lawsuit waiting to happen is what it is.
Exactly. Now, something we kind of got into a little bit shortly before we hit record here that I thought was kind of a cool topic is, you guys get into this whole like Ghost versus Pacman thing, and Ghost never did anything wrong. And of course, the band name is called Sorry Ghost. So, I mean, without getting into the ubiquitous, boring conversation of, so how did you come up with your band name? That's not really what I'm asking. It's kind of more or less, tell us about this Ghost versus Pacman thing. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, so it's something that we're all very passionate about, and we're really glad you asked about this. I mean, I feel like it's something that Matthew and I, when we were just starting the band, like 4 or 5 years ago, we just strongly latched on to this idea of we were both pro Ghost, for sure. And I'd say Tyler's definitely anti-Ghost.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that the album art is a pancake-shaped ghost, which you eat. So you still eat the ghost at the end of all of this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys thought this through.
I guess really what the metaphor is that we're the ghost and our fans are all Pacman. And they're just consuming our music, and we're giving up ourselves for the good of the fans. So we identify with the ghost, but we think that's it's really we're putting the music out there for them to gobble up.
Mm-hmm. This is deep.
Oh, we're going there. We're taking this turn.
We're taking this turn. You didn't even know there was a turn, but you've taken it, baby.
No headlights, but I'm taking this turn.
Yeah,
that's right. Some bands only have one headlight. We've got no headlights.
Driving blind. Don't even have a driver's license. Here we go.
That's right. Ka-ching. You don't need a license to drive a sandwich. Now, I'm curious. Did you guys take this picture? How many pancakes did you have to go through? Must have been a terrible time.
I did actually make the pancake myself. It was the third pancake, and it had to be the one because I ran out of batter. It took me a whole like bottle of Bisquick, and the first two were just like burner pancakes, and like I finally figured it out. Like I had it loaded into like a squeeze bottle and everything to like draw out the ghost. And if you look like really closely, you can faintly see the borderline that like I drew, and then I just kind of scribbled in the middle to like fill it in. Like it took me a minute, but I finally got it as I ran out of batter. So we really lucked out, or I would have had to unfortunately buy more pancake batter, which is just out of our budget.
And you did eat the ghost.
I did, and I think that's the thing. I went full circle, and I did actually then eat the ghost pancake for breakfast at nighttime when we did this.
It was like a Pac-Man within a ghost. Does that make you a fan of your own music?
I'd like to think that we're our own biggest fans.
Yeah, we're all wearing our shirts right now. So
Yeah, we don't listen to anything else.
No, it's really cool.
We gain our own inspiration from ourselves.
Yeah.
correct.
Perfect. Now, a couple of tracks that we wanted to chat about today specifically were Nosedive in New Hampshire, and it looks like you guys have actually been pretty busy making a few music videos over the last little bit. There's Ampersands that has music video and Bumper Cars that has music video. I mean, I guess I'm curious, out of 2 tracks on the entire album to chat about today, why Nosedive and New Hampshire?
Well, so Nosedive, mostly because Nosedive was quickly seen as the fan favorite. We put that one out, and everyone was like, you could have just made 11 tracks of Nosedive repeating.
We liked it more.
Yeah, listened just as much, possibly liked it even more.
So that one had to be the one. And we did just put out the fan video where our fans had submitted all these amazing clips, and we compiled it to kind of like a quarantine style music video. So that was really cool. And then New Hampshire, why did we pick New Hampshire?
So New Hampshire actually is right now slated to be the next song that we make another music video for. We did like an actual production of a music video for Bumper Cars that we filmed at our local celebration station, despite their pleas for us to not film at the local celebration station. And then since then, a lot of the other videos that you mentioned, like the Ampersands video and the Nosedive video, have been more like sort of homemade, like crowdsourced, or just like us sort of creative on our own time making something. But New Hampshire is going to be the next one that we're hoping to, in the next few months, get actually back to a proper like video production, and like have a professional come in and film us and actually put out a nice high quality music video for New Hampshire, which is another one that has been a sort of unexpected fan favorite. It seems to be pretty popular amongst like the new tracks. So we think we're gonna go ahead and give that one a proper video so it can be in its full glory.
Yeah.
Nope.
Actually, John or Gabriel, if you have any ideas for the video, just you can just tell us.
Yeah, you can send them right our way. We're wide open for suggestions.
Most certainly we'll use them. So
you can get an executive producer credit if your idea makes it into the video.
I don't know why this sounds so cheesy to me, but it would work perfectly, I think, anyway. And we'd have to get into maybe the story behind New Hampshire. Maybe we wouldn't. I mean, statistically, music videos that don't have a story tend to do better than ones that do. But I imagine one of you guys or some kid, and this goes back to just like, the 2000s, like Jason Biggs type kind of stuff, where you're on rollerblades and you got knee pads and elbow pads and like a bicycle helmet, and kids are beating you up. I don't know why.
Okay.
It sounds like you just want to see Daniel get bullied. Like that's what I'm hearing.
The problem with that is that I don't know how to rollerblade, guys. I don't know.
All right, we're gonna learn.
I'm determined for us to all buy rollerblades to make it into this video at some point, whether or not it's the whole focus or just a little John cameo. But we're gonna beat up Daniel in rollerblades. It's decided.
And then you win, and then when the bad guy turns around, he's got a ghost emblem on his back, and then when you turn around, you've got a Pac-Man emblem.
and then the tides have turned, haven't they?
They have, or have they?
Uh-huh.
Now, something that you had mentioned was that New Hampshire is one of the new fan favorites. Nosedive was an original fan favorite. Are they fan favorites for the same reason, or do you think maybe for different reasons?
That's an interesting question.
I think they were both not released prior to the album. They both were like new tracks as far as like when The Morning After came out. Neither of them had like previously been released as singles, but I think they both sort of hit a different, like sort of almost demographic, because Nosedive is definitely a little bit more like accessible, radio friendly, more like a poppy upbeat song. Whereas New Hampshire is a little bit on the heavier side. But I think the thing that really makes them both like be the standout favorites is they both just have like nice, big, catchy choruses, which seems to be the unifying factor. Is everybody loves a good chorus they can sing along to. And while the songs tonally do not really sound anything alike, they're both kind of earworms. Like when you listen to them, you'll find yourself humming the chorus later. And I think that that's the thing that, despite the music being so wildly different, I think that's where a lot of people have latched on. It's like when you listen to the whole album front to back, at the end, those are kind of the ones that are still stuck in your head.
Well put.
Now, are you guys going to then take that as inspiration going forward, like to really analyze songs that you guys are writing and saying, is this one an earworm? Is this chorus big enough? Is this chorus catchy enough?
Absolutely. So we're in the process of writing right now. And we are kind of for the first time really deconstructing and seeing what seemed to do well on the morning after and what do we also enjoy writing. And there's definitely a lot of overlap there. And I think what we're trying to figure out now is, is this chorus memorable? Is this verse interesting enough? And kind of like we're always keeping in mind, I think Dave Grohl said it, don't bore us, get to the chorus. So, we got to go right to the chorus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're working on
a whole song of just chorus.
the chorus. Really.
Yeah, the whole album is just
it's
chorus.
that's the name of our new album is called It's Just the Chorus by Sorry Ghost.
Beautiful. Now, something that I heard there a couple of times, and I think I read it a few times as well, is crowdsourced. So take us through this, because I don't think enough bands are utilizing crowdsourcing, or maybe they think they don't have a big enough calling or following to use crowdsourcing. But in this last couple of weeks, I've chatted with a couple of bands that have been able to do some incredible things with crowdsourcing. One band, their record label said, here's 5,000 euros, go make an album. And they said, well, let's try crowdsourcing it. And they came back with 17,000 euros and said, goodbye, record label. We don't need you. So take us through this crowdsourcing thing.
Yeah. Matt?
Okay, so for Nosedive, right around when the album came out, we're like, okay, we need to do something of a video for something. There needs to be some kind of visual component to really go with this. But when we released the album in our infinite wisdom, we decided to put it out like in the dead center of quarantine happening. Like it was April 1st. Like everybody had been like shut down for almost a month at this point. Like there's no shows. There's no way at that point that you could really like
release an album.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Definitely not tour. Definitely not play shows, but also really like shoot a proper music video. And we were all kind of in different places geographically at the time. So we were like, what if we take the easy way out and we get our fans to make a music video for us, and then all the work is on them. We just have to coordinate it. And we're like, that sounds excellent. So we're like, let's see, like it all really depends on the kind of response that we get. So we posted a picture on Instagram, like, hey, we're doing a music video and want you guys to be in it. Would anyone be interested? And we were just like absolutely blown away by the sheer amount of people that were like, yeah, we want to be in your music video. And we're like, wow, we didn't even want to be in our music video. So like, this is awesome that all you guys really want to do this. So we just got like so like energized and reinvigorated by the fans really being enthusiastic about it. So we coordinated with so every person that you see in the video volunteered to be in it, and then was coordinated with directly to make sure that they got a lyric so everybody would have a spot in the video, because we didn't want anybody to be left out. So I think by the end of it, we had something like close to 70 or 75 like people who were involved in the video, that I think eventually got sort of whittled down to like closer to 65 people that made it in the video, as things sometimes don't always work out with people being available. So by the end, we had like a solid lineup of like 65 people who submitted, and all of them actually made it into the actual video. And it really like, again, I mean, it turned out better than anything we could have done ourselves in a quarantine situation, especially. So no, we're never not surprised by the enthusiasm and the creativity that our fans have.
Oh, very cool and very humbling as well. Now, something that you had mentioned was the quarantine situation. So, and we kind of chatted about we had kind of chatted about this as well earlier. You guys said you're writing some new material. So, how has this year gone for you guys, and how much of the plan, outside of the obvious of shows and touring and whatever, how much of the plan has changed, and has it allowed you guys to maybe spend some more time doing some other things?
Yeah. So I think the plan changed in that obviously it would have been great to do some touring and just really get out there. But what we sort of realized was, well, now we have all this time that we will have probably never again to just be able to write as much as we can. And so we've really shifted gears into sort of just trying to create as many songs as we can. And then, like whittling down probably 3/4 of the ones that are horrible. And
to the SG graveyard.
Right. To our graveyard. But yeah, otherwise we're just, it never hurts to have just more and more content. So just kind of focusing on that.
Okay. Very, very cool. And something else you'd mentioned a little bit back, but I wanted to touch on was trying to get a high quality video done. I believe it was for New Hampshire. And the interesting thing is, I'm trying to think of the word for it. Campy. Campy is the word. You guys gotta have you kind of have like a bit of a campy appearance, but it kind of goes with the music. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean like that's kind of like how the brand sort of appears right now. Mm-hmm. Are you guys worried that if you do some super duper helicopter explosion James Bond music video that might be, I don't know, kind of weird?
Yeah.
Let's not get it misconstrued. By a professional music video, I don't necessarily mean like an objectively good music video. I mean like I don't know if you've seen for Bumper Cars, which again I think is a good video, but I think it really hits that balance of like it's the production is good, the video itself is made well, but the content is very much to our character. It has that sort of campiness. It's all tongue in cheek. We really don't want to come across as a band that takes themselves too seriously, because I think it sucks a lot of the fun out of it when you think like we don't want anybody to like think this is silly or funny or to laugh because like we're serious artists. Like I would say, at least for myself, we're entertainers before anything else. And if you're entertained by it, it's okay if you think that it's funny. It's okay if you enjoy the song. It's okay if you just like how the video looks. As long as you're entertained, we accomplished our goal. So don't expect like a Michael Bay production of a music video. It'll just be it'll be a well filmed, well shot, like perfectly campy music video. I think that's what we're kind of going for.
You ate your artwork. I think that says a lot.
I think you're right. I think that really sums up the attitude that we have towards ourselves.
Beautiful. Now, something that I kind of pieced together as we've been chatting about everything is we have the album The Morning After, and we have a couple of tracks, that are some fan favorites, and those are going to be used. Speaking of listening to your own music and only your own music, that'll be used as inspiration, going forward, which is super duper smart. There's a couple of other bands. I don't know. It's pretty small. Like Nickelback's one that did that. They're pretty small though.
That's our biggest inspiration, frankly.
They're Canadian, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
They are. They're from Alberta, where I currently reside.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Although, like most successful Canadians who don't move to the States, they move to Vancouver. So I think they live on Vancouver Island or something, like all the other rich people.
Yeah. Their original name was going to be Looneyback, but they didn't think it would translate outside of Canada, so they tried to go with Nickelback instead.
Yeah. Yeah. Smart guys, just like you boys. So it almost kind of sounds like maybe you guys had written the album and then got some feedback on it, and then obviously with that feedback loop going forward. But I guess my overarching question is The Morning After. What went into creating this album? What did you guys set out to create?
Tyler, you got some?
Let me think. Let's see. I mean, for me, a lot of the songs were kind of in progress at the time I joined the band. So it was over what, a 2-year time period that we've it kind of showcases our evolution from like over 2 years of what we've accomplished, how we shifted from, I don't know, pre-Tyler to after Tyler.
Yeah. It really is. The Morning After really is a sort of a time capsule of our progress as a band in the window of this like sort of transformative period of before Tyler was in the band, and then like adding Tyler in, fitting Tyler into these songs that already existed, and then writing new music with Tyler. So I'd say like the album's probably about like 50-50 split of like songs that predate Tyler and songs that were written with Tyler as our permanent drummer. And I think it really, you can see the growth in the band. It's hard to tell from an outside perspective because it's hard to tell which songs are pre and post Tyler. But like for us, at least, it is definitely something that you can see the evolution of us as a band, like sort of finding our own space, and Tyler sort of finding his place in this band that had already existed for a few years, but really was still sort of struggling to come into their own. And I think that growth is really evident across the whole album, and I think will definitely translate to these next songs that we're writing, which will be the first like complete release that we do that's entirely like written from scratch with Tyler, recorded with Tyler, and everything is going to be with the band as it exists now in its like current state.
Tyler.
Indeed. I like the time capsule analogy. Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, Tyler time capsule.
Yeah.
TT.
Or TTC.
This isn't a kick drum, baby. This is going to send you back in time.
Yeah,
right.
No, it's a flux capacitor is what it is.
Hey, exactly. You get girls to dance and buy merchandise, among other things. What's that? You're busting a groove? Well, I just spent money. I'm wearing your shirt. This is crazy.
Exactly. Next thing you know, you're in the DeLorean.
I know. Why is my girlfriend dancing? She had the best intentions right at the start anyway.
Someone did their research.
Well, actually, I'm kind of curious. Since Tyler's kind of new or whatever, do you guys do a lot of drum programming, or how does the whole drum thing come together? Like, how has Tyler's influence changed, I guess, how things are sounding?
Yeah, so Matt and I used to just write everything on an acoustic guitar and then sort of build it from there. And then Tyler came in and was like, "You guys, do you know what a computer is?" And we're like, "No, not really." And so he showed us about what a computer was, and he showed us all these programs called like Logic and Pro Tools. And he started programming drums into it and was like, "Look, here are some beats I could do." And that just kind of revolutionized everything.
Really streamlined the whole process.
Wow. He might even show you Microsoft Paint next, and then you wouldn't need the artwork.
Yeah, that's next week.
If you really want to blow your mind, I don't know if you've seen our T-shirts that are like the Pacman sort of like Pacman map looking like layout. Sorry, Ghost shirt, but that artwork was made in Microsoft Paint by me because I don't know how to use Photoshop, so I just made it pixel by pixel in Microsoft Paint.
You know, with a good foundation, you had the
all
right
intentions.
You're clearly running out of momentum here because you used best intentions twice.
I know. It's a bit of a nosedive. I was looking for the ampersands on that one, but
it's out there. You just got to fish for it.
I know. It's a 5-minute drive, really, at the end of the day in a bar car.
Oh, man.
Boom. All right. Well, that concludes my questions. So is there anything you guys wanted to chat about that I missed?
Not that I can think of.
We mentioned it in passing, but we would really love everybody to check out the music video for Nosedive. If not for us, just for our fans that really, really poured their heart and soul into it. Like, I think they deserve as much attention as they can possibly get for it. I think they really did something incredible there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sweet. All right. Well, boys, thank you so much for coming on to the Rock Metal Podcast.
Thank you
so much for having us. And thanks, Gabriel. Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out.
You're the best.
You hear that? They said you're the best.
Thanks, guys.
Hey.
You're welcome, and you earned it.
You guys are the best, too.
Oh.
We gotta all have pancakes one day.
Now we can put that under critical
Yeah,
acclaim.
critical.
Pancake.
We were told we were the best by Gabriel, the best co-host in the game.
Mm-hmm. Boom. All right, go ahead and stop, please, Sweetie.